What's going on, everybody? This is Jay from Maji and Jay. Today in this video we're going to be reviewing the all-new Lenovo K3 Note that came from the website dhk.com, and the seller was iBaby888. If you guys saw my unboxing, I did this about 3 weeks ago and I've been using it as my primary device for about a week, and I have to say that this phone is much better than I anticipated. The quality is tremendous, including the battery. The camera, of course, is a Sony sensor and it comes with 13 megapixels, is able to record in 1080p and so on, including the front-facing camera, so it has excellent qualities. The price is about $185, so it's still under the 200 mark, and I have to say that this phone is definitely worth it based on the great aspects that I saw in it, but of course it has its cons as well, and I'll be going through them as I complete the review. But here to get started, let's go around the device. The first thing we're going to see is a 5.5 inch display. It is a 5-point multi-touch and it has a resolution of 1920 by 1080. It is IPS OGS and it comes with a cooling Gorilla Glass number 3. The viewing angles are going to be tremendous on this device because, like I said before guys, the colors are very vibrant. And the LCD is acting very nicely. You can barely see the pixels, something that a lot of us prefer. On the top, you're going to see a 5 megapixel sensor. We got the ear speaker, the proximity and light sensor. Then looking towards the bottom side, we're going to find the menu key, the home key, and also the back key. Now, even though they don't light up, they're still quite visible on the daytime. And for some reason, they do glow at nighttime, so I didn't have any issues whatsoever finding them. So that was something very cool. On the left side of the unit, we're going to find here nothing. It's just going to be plain. We only have the plastic frame. On the top is where we're going to find the 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as the charging/data port, and it's going to support OTG. On the right side of the phone, we're going to find the volume rockers up and down together with the power button. Now, something that I do like about this method, even though I would prefer the buttons to be separated, is that the power button is quite separated here from the volume rocker, so it makes it a lot easier to identify it, as you guys can tell right here. Then finally, on the bottom, we're going to find the main microphone. Then looking towards the back is where we're going to find that 13 megapixel sensor camera. It is made by Sony. It's able to record in 1080p, and I have to say that the quality was excellent, but we're going to be talking a little bit more in details later on in this video. We got the dual LED flash, we find the secondary microphone, we got the Lenovo logo, and then finally the loudspeaker. Now, the loudspeaker on this phone is an absolute joke. That's one of the cons so far, is that the speaker on the back is not loud at all, and you guys are going to notice that later on when we complete the testing. And now, here to get started, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open the back cover so that we can check out the internals of this device. And this is the 3000 power milliamp battery that I was talking about. This thing is an absolute beast when it comes to the battery. I was very satisfied, and the cool part about it is that the battery is really big, but at the same time very thin, so it gives you the illusion that the battery is not going to be as great. But yes guys, this battery is amazing, and for those of you who own this device, can't deny it. The battery is pretty cool. Right now, it has been almost 3 days since I don't charge it, and I still have about 50% of battery life, and that has been with average use, like playing games, texts, some calls, some cameras, some pictures, and so on, and the battery is handling very well. On the top here, we're going to find that it is a dual SIM dual standby device and supports 3G in the USA, but this is a 4G LTE model. Now, unfortunately, the 4G LTE bands are not supported here in the USA. That was a little bit of a downer, I would say, but the 3G is working just as fine so far. We got the SD card slot, and this is going to support it up to 64 gigabytes, and we can see here some of the components. We got something for the wireless charging. In case you guys want to add the adapter, you can do so. And I believe there is an adapter that you have to hook up on the back of this unit or the back cover, and then it will connect here, and that's going to allow you to have access to wireless charging, which is a very cool feature. On the bottom, we don't have anything here. It's going to be absolutely plain. We only have the antenna. I believe this is going to be for the 3G connectivity. On the top, we're going to have another antenna for the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and the other one is going to be for the 4G LTEs. And also, we get a lot of screws on this construction, so it's going to make it feel very nice and solid, again, even though it is made of plastic. So let's go ahead and install the battery, power on this unit, so that way you guys can see again the boot logo like we did see on the unboxing video. And like I said guys, the screen is very sharp, the brightness is great. On the outside I didn't have any issues whatsoever. And now getting to the internal specifications, this phone comes with 2 GB of RAM. It has 16 GB of internal storage, but it can be upgraded like I said before. Also comes with the Android 5.0 and it comes with the Vive UI version 2.5. And Vive is made by Lenovo itself and it's working like a charm. It's very similar to other launchers that we have out there. The only bad part about this operating system is that we do not get the app drawer for Android, but that's okay because we can always change the theme if we wish to do so. So here the first thing we're going to find is the lock screen. On the lock screen we have several toggles. On the bottom we can go directly to the dialer, or we can go directly to the camera, something that we have seen numerous times before with the Android 5.0. We can just go ahead and unlock the device as well, and if you swipe from the top to the bottom, here we're going to find all the toggles. And these are all the options that we have. The flashlight on this thing is also very good. You guys can notice that it is super bright. It compares quite significantly to the Samsung Galaxy S6 and the quality of the flash, so that was definitely something that I was looking forward to. So let me go ahead and turn that off, and now we're going to unlock the device so that we can talk about the operating system itself. Now, like I mentioned on the unboxing video, this thing came already installed with the Play Store and many other Google applications including YouTube, so you guys don't have to worry about rooting it. Now, I did root this device, and the reason was because it came with some applications in the system that I wasn't agreeing with. It was causing a lot of, I would say, scams and a lot of notifications coming on the top, so I decided to root it so I could get rid of those, and the root was very easy. I just used, I think it was reroot, and it worked like a charm. You guys, the process takes a little bit longer. You guys have to answer a lot of questions, and also click on decline every time the message comes up about Google saying that if you want to share the information or whatever, you have to click decline until the root goes through. And that's exactly what I did, and I'm very satisfied. I finally rooted it and everything is working perfectly well. As you guys can see here, I have King User. So yes, I am currently rooted, and I was able to get rid of those applications, and after that the phone became even smoother. This is the Vive UI that I was mentioning earlier, the 2.5, and you guys can notice that it is very fluent because this phone also comes with the MTK6752. It is the Octacore processor, and it is clocked at 1.7 GHz octa-core. Here I have performed the Antutu benchmark test so that way you guys can have the idea of how well this phone is performing. I believe that it gave it a score of about 42,000, but I'm pretty sure that Antutu already deleted the testing that I completed earlier. Let me see if maybe we have it on history. And there we go guys, the score was about 42,575, and this is all the details about the scoring, so that you guys can feel free to read it if you want to do so. And this is very cool. Let me go back here once, and now we're going to go to devices information. Here we're going to find the brand Lenovo. The model is going to be the K3 Note, also known as the Lenovo K50 T5. It comes with the Android Lollipop 5.0 64 bits. There we can see the processor. The GPU is the Mali T760. The resolution is 1920 by 1080. The camera is a 13 megapixel sensor. Then scrolling down, we're going to see the remaining of the information. I'll do this slowly because a lot of people like to view this information before they even purchase the phone. Here we have all the sensors supported, and this phone came with a lot of sensors already integrated, but for that I also have this application that, as you guys know, I usually bring it on every single review because it's a very accurate app, and it gives us all the sensors that we have supported on here. So let's go back once here, and the only sensor not supported here is the temperature sensor and also the pressure sensor. Everything else is supported on this device, which is definitely great. Just keep in mind guys that we are reviewing a phone that it is under $200, and some countries will get the benefit of getting 3G or excuse me 4G LTE, so that's definitely something that a lot of you are looking forward to. Now here you guys can notice that I have already downloaded a lot of applications, including great games like Mortal Kombat 5. I have Allsport 8. We have this Fast and Furious Legacy. We have many games on here, so this time we don't have an excuse to say that this phone doesn't have sufficient RAM or that it is lagging or anything like that. This phone, guys, like I said, is a beauty in every single way, except that I'm not sure if I like the yellow color a lot. It only comes in 2 different colors. One of them is yellow and also white. Now, if it came in black, maybe with some chrome around the camera or something like that, that would have made it a lot better in my opinion. But so far this phone, according to how well it's behaving and according to the price, I really don't have any complaints once again. So here let's go into all the toggles that we have supported. These are all the notifications that we got. If we scroll down once more, these are all the toggles. Some of them are basic. We have here auto rotation, which I have it off. We got Bluetooth, screenshot, white touch, we have flashlight, ultimate power saving, lock screen, night eye, power, and restart. So you guys can notice that it is just the basic ones. Maybe this UI included some extra ones that are not supposed to be on there, like restart and so on, but for the most part it's the same concept. Here from settings, we don't have anything like NFC, we don't have Hotknot, so those are features that a lot of Chinese devices are including nowadays, but this one doesn't have them, unfortunately. So I guess that sometimes they give or take in certain things. This time they gave us a better battery, a better GPS, Wi-Fi reception is perfect. So you guys get the idea that sometimes they give, but they take some of the stuff away as well. I guess that's the best way for them to keep the price affordable and give you guys devices according to the user out there. So here from the very top, the first setting we find is airplane mode. We got the Wi-Fi, the mobile networks, hotspot, Bluetooth, more networks, so that we can set up the APNs, ringtone and vibration, display, lock screen, and so on. So you guys can notice that this is all basic. We don't have anything special. If you go here towards the bottom, we're going to find all the devices information. If you go here, we can see that the Android version is the 5.0. The model, Lenovo K50, we got there the build number, and here on the build number we can see that this is running on the Vive UI version 2.5. The processor is the Octacore MTK6752. The RAM 2 GB, the ROM 16 GB. So there we can confirm all the information once again. Then here from storage, we're going to find that yes, we do have 16 GB, and out of that we have available about 5. So I'm assuming that this could be maybe a split partition. But so far, when it comes to applications and downloading many stuff to it, I didn't have any issues whatsoever, so that was definitely great. Let's go back once here. Let's go into apps. Now we're going to confirm all the RAM that we still have available. So if we go here into running, it's going to give us everything that we got. And right now we have about almost 1 GB available of the 2. So that's great. And we do have some apps running already in the background. If I kill them, it's going to give us a little bit more applications. a little bit more RAM available. Also, we got things like backup and reset and so on. So for the developers option, all you guys have to do is click on About Phone. You go to Legal Information. You go here to Devices Information, and then you click on Build Number several times. And then this is going to make you a developer. So if you go back once now, here's it's going to be developers option available for you. And the reason it wasn't there is because I restored the device after I rooted it, just to get rid of some more applications and stuff that I had on here. So there we have it for the settings, guys. And now here we're going to take a look around the operating system. Let's go ahead and open YouTube briefly. That came already included on here. And this is just to show you guys that the back speaker is actually very poor in quality. I wasn't satisfied at all. And that's, like I said, one of the cons. The second cons is that the menu key, the home key, and the back key don't light up. Other than that, I'm quite satisfied with this phone. So here, let's go into my uploads. And this is the latest one about the Goof on i6 version number 4. The playback, amazingly, we can go up to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Let me go ahead and pause this and see if it grabbed it. Not really. I'm assuming that you have to restart the whole video again. Let's go ahead and check that out. And there we go. Yes. Now right now we have it on 1080p, 60 frames per second. So maybe through the camera you guys can visualize the quality.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jay from Maji and Jay.
So you guys get the idea. The playback this time is a lot better than before. It's giving us 1080p resolution. Most Chinese devices like Uphone, Lphone, and many others out there, I think including the Meizu M2, only gives us the option to go up to 720p. So this phone is a little bit different. Keep in mind, guys, that this is a branded device, even though it is a Chinese brand. So the warranty will be transferred here in the USA if you guys buy this device. Now the only cons, or the only third cons, is that we're only going to get 3G support. So there's no way around that. There's no way that we can buy the US version of this device, unfortunately. Now here, the next test we're going to complete is the camera. The camera on the back, like I mentioned earlier, is a 13 megapixel sensor. On the front, we have a 5 megapixel sensor, which is outstanding. Let's go to the park, let's test it out, and let me know what you guys think. Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Jay here, and today we're testing the camera, the 13 megapixel sensor of the Lenovo K3 Note. Right now it's recording in 1080p. This is true 1080p. The colors are a little bit too dark sometimes when you guys don't focus it on the right position. As you can notice, if I tilt the phone a little bit towards the bottom, the focus or the brightness gets a little bit better. So that was a little flaw that I noticed from this camera. The stabilization is pretty okay. As you guys can notice, right now I am walking. It's not specified as having optical image stabilization, but I think that with the software, it's doing quite okay. And as you guys can notice, it's about to rain here in Florida, so the day is not perfect for the camera, but you get the idea that it is a nice sensor for the price of this phone. I think it's tremendous. Now let's test the front-facing camera. Alrighty guys, and now here finally we are testing the 5 megapixel sensor camera of the Lenovo K3 Note. And the great news is that you guys can actually record in 1080p, as you can notice right now. And even though it's only a 5 megapixel sensor, I think it's doing a great job. This is very exciting because for a very long time I wasn't able to record in full screen, and now I am able to. And for video quality, I think it's great. The colors are nice and vivid, and now the focus is a little bit crappy. You guys have to tap on the screen several times to get it a little bit better. But other than that, this is going to be great for selfies, Skype, any other social media out there. And it is 100% recommended. Okay guys, and now that we saw the camera test, here we're going to open the camera UI so that way we can check it out and see exactly how this thing is going to perform or how it looks like. So here we can see that at first glance it looks very simplistic. You know, for the most part it is. We don't have a lot of you know, stuff scrambled all the way around here. It's very organized, and the first thing we're going to find on the lower left hand side corner is this little tile. When we click on it, it's going to give us the option to go into normal mode, which is the one that I have in now. We got panorama, we got intelligent recognition, which is like face detection and all that good stuff. And then finally we got effects. On effects we can change you know, into different type of modes here. We got mono, we got sepia, we got you know, many others that you guys can change it to, and I believe we have about 12 or 10, I really can't recall, but yes, we do have a few, as you can notice here from the bottom. So this is something that I really don't use much, but for those of you who like to get creative, this is something that you guys can use. Also on the recording quality, you guys are going to notice that right now I have it on 1080p, which is the max. This is the camera. This is all the settings that I got on here, and I believe that the pixels are not shown here. But yes, we have a 13 megapixel rear facing camera, and this is the video quality. Right now I have it at 1080p. I'm not sure about the frames. I believe it's going to be 30 frames per second, so nothing too crazy. And we can also record in 720p. And finally QVGA, which is I think it's 960 by 540. So the resolution depends on you guys, whether if you want to occupy a lot of space on your memory or not. Then finally we got these settings to do other things in here so that we can play with the location, the sound, the strobe, and many other settings, as you guys can notice right here. And now let me go ahead and flip the camera. We're going to be taking a look now to the front facing camera. There we go. We can flip it from the top, and this is the 5 megapixel sensor camera, and again this was recording in 1080p, and I'll show you guys that here right now. So when we go to the video resolution, right now I have it on 1080p, and it is currently in full screen, so that was very cool. I never thought that the front facing camera was going to be able to do that. We can change it here on aspect ratio. We can go to the max, which is 16:9. We have 4:3, and then finally 1:1. Also the fill light, we can change it to chrome, pink, or off, and right now I have it on the off position so that everything looks exactly how I am recording it. Then looking here on the bottom side, we're going to find that we have beauty face mode, and what I like about this lens is that it has a wide angle. So if you guys are taking a group picture, it's going to work great. It's not for the most part going to cut anybody. It's very similar, I would say, to the Samsung Galaxy S6 when it comes to the wideness. So that was definitely great. And I have to say guys that this is as of right now one of my favorite front facing cameras other than the OnePlus One, so that's very cool. And now that we're done testing the camera, the next thing we're going to talk about is the GPS. The GPS on the road lock a signal very fast like usual. That is expected because this is considered a mid-range device, but at the same time it has a premium brand, which is Lenovo. So I was expecting the GPS to work well. But of course, I like to mention it, that way you guys don't have any doubts about it here inside of the house. You're going to notice that it is also locking a signal quite fast. Right now it's reading 11 satellites. And reason that I'm getting low view satellites is because it's very cloudy outside. As a matter of fact, it's raining right now, so that could be one of the reasons. And when it's raining and cloudy, it takes about a minute to lock a signal, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes 15 seconds, like it did in this case. So of course the accuracy is going to get better as I do wait here for a little bit longer. But when you guys go outside, I usually get about 4 to 3 feet of accuracy, which is excellent. So there we can see it, guys. So yes, the GPS is functioning as intended. The next thing we're going to do here is go ahead and first of all place the box here to the side, so that way I have more room. And now we're going to grab my little weigh scale. Let me turn it on. I believe I have it in pounds because I was mailing a package not too long ago. So let me change it here to units. And there we have it in grams. And this phone is about 147 grams. So yes, it is very light and at the same time very durable as well. Also, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys have one of these, you can easily connect it. So that way you can connect accessories such as keyboards, mice, and many other cool stuff. So that's very, very good. All you have to do is just plug this to the top, connect any accessory to this little USB port, and that's pretty much it. Now, here we have my little Beats Pill XL that I usually use now so that we can complete a Bluetooth test. That way we can see how accurate this thing is, and I believe I have some battery on here. I tested it just before the video, and there we go. So right now it's in pairing mode. I think this could have connected to my Samsung Galaxy S6. I'm not sure yet, but right now it's blinking. That's definitely a great sign. So let's go here into settings, and then we're going to go there we go. Then we're going to go to Bluetooth to do the connection. It takes, I would say, 10 seconds at the most to actually pair with the device, so it doesn't take that long.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Now, as you guys know, for copyright purposes, I cannot play any songs on here, and sometimes I am afraid of playing the ones that I use with no copyright. You guys never know when somebody might do some sort of claim or something like that, so for that reason I just prefer to play the ringtones. I think it's sufficient enough for you guys to tell if it's working or not. So right now we got it here on ringtones. Let's go ahead and play here the first one. The quality of the Bluetooth is amazing. Very fast, it's almost instant. And now we're going to turn off the Bluetooth. We're going to be testing the loudspeaker. Now the loudspeaker, like I said before, is lousy. I don't think it's very loud. A lot of you might consider it loud enough, but in my opinion it is not. As a matter of fact, I'll be testing it with my little sound tester here. Okay, and now that we have turned on the sound tester, let me go ahead and play that ringtone once again and several others. Guys, there we can determine that the sound test is really not explosive on this device, but In my opinion, I think that it is slightly better than other devices like the U phone and also the L phone. It's still a little bit louder than them. But now something that I didn't like also is that if you guys place it on a flat surface like this, the sound is going to get distorted a little bit, something that I would consider a cons. As a matter of fact, like I said before, that's one of my first cons. It's going to be the loudspeaker. The second cons, once again, is going to be the keys on the bottom. And the third cons is that we don't get 4G LTE. Other than that, so far, this is one of the best devices that I tested according to the price. Now here, let's go ahead and test some applications and games that I have downloaded into the system. That way we can get familiarized with this phone and see how well it is performing. Make sure you guys enjoy it.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous. this result. It's extremely dangerous.
Now that we're done there with the testing of this unit, we can come to a conclusion that this phone is performing quite well and much superior than other devices that are even more expensive than this particular unit, which is very cool. Now what we're going to do next is go ahead and test the heat of this device with my infrared thermometer. Let me go ahead and grab it for you guys. Okay, and now here we have it. Let's go ahead and measure the back side of it. Let me see if I can change it to Fahrenheit, which is a little bit easier. And this device right now is at 95 degrees, so that's not too bad. And it's not the best either. It does heat up a little bit, but it's not where you guys are going to feel uncomfortable holding it. So there we can see that yes, it's not overheating. Anything that's considered overheating, I would say, is over 105 degrees. So this is perfect for the temperature. Keep in mind that we do have the MTK6752, which is a power saver, and it does help a lot. Also, we're going to be testing now the browser. Of course, I am connected here to my Wi-Fi. So what we're going to do is go ahead and disconnect from the Wi-Fi and use the 3G connectivity from Cricket. So that way we can do a fair comparison here. There we can see, guys, that right now I'm connected here with 3G on the upper left hand side corner. So let's go ahead and open Chrome. And the first website that we're going to open here, like we always do, is YouTube, which is a very strong website and consumes a lot of data for those who know. And there we can see that on 3G is decent. Now I really wish that maybe this was supporting 4G LTE, but unfortunately it is not here in the USA. Let's try another one. Let's say ebay.com, and that should open fairly fast as well. So I would say it takes about 3 to 4 seconds at the most. Let's try dhgate.com, and the keyboard, as you guys can notice, is very sensitive. Just like any flagship device out there, it's working great. There we saw DHgate. Let's try Pandawil. These are all my favorite websites to order. Reason being is because DHgate is basically an eBay from China, and Pandawil, they support PayPal as well. So I do like them as well. So here we can see that yes, it was loading quite fast. And like I said, guys, the connectivity is working perfectly well with Cricket, so I didn't have any issues whatsoever. And then lastly, we're going to perform a phone call test. So let me go ahead and dial 611. Now we're going to place it on loudspeaker.
Wireless. Let's get started. Press 1 for English. Marca 2 para español. Just FYI, your current plan is basic, which expires July 23rd.
Now this is the ear speaker. The ear speaker quality is excellent. Super loud. And that's another great aspect about this device, that the ear speaker is working perfectly well. Even when you guys are making phone calls outside with wind noise or traffic noise, you're not going to have any distortions whatsoever. And I think, guys, that with that being said, I have completed my review of this phone, and now I'm going to give you the conclusion. I think that this phone for $185 is absolutely amazing. If you guys are looking for something of high quality that supports 4G LTE, that comes with a good Android operating system, which is the Lollipop 5.0, then this is something that you guys might want to consider, because there are other devices out there that are a little bit more expensive than this one, like the L phone devices and also Uphone. Keep in mind that you guys get warranty, you get support, you get many things with this device, including operating system support as well with OTAs and so on. So yes, this is definitely recommended as one of the best devices according to the price. And also, if you guys don't mind the volume rockers being on the right side and those little things that I mentioned that I consider icons, then And yes, this is something that we'll recommend 100% to you guys. The gaming experience was great. There's barely any lag right now. I'm still trying to find a lag on this device, and as we can see, everything's very fluent. It makes you feel like you have a much more expensive device. The camera on the other hand is also very good. The back camera, I think I don't have any complaints whatsoever, except that in low light conditions sometimes you're going to struggle a little bit with the lightning. But that's why we have a good flash. You guys might need to use it every time you shoot at nighttime or low light conditions. That way you guys get the best picture possible. Also, the front facing camera, for the first time in a long time, you see a Chinese device supporting full screen and also 1080p recording, which is great. So all in all, guys, it's a very good device, and if there's something that I can answer for you guys, don't forget to leave your comment down below. Also, like the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one.